everybody. We're cruising right along through the month of September as it is slowly coming to a close. October right around the corner, and we'll have a lot to talk about when that part of the fall athletic season gets here. Right now, we've got a lot of soccer taking place, a lot of volleyball, a lot of golf, and of course, basketball is right around the corner. If you've been on campus, then you've seen the softball teams out on their field over at the Dorothy Neely. The baseball teams out on the Lamar Hennon field, all getting in some fall off-season workouts, maybe even some intra-squad or some off-season scrimmages, but nonetheless, a lot going on here on campus. If you head down toward the Harrogate City Park, then you've seen maybe some lacrosse workouts and so forth, and there's still a lot of things going on. Cross country's really been in the thick of it. They're going to be back into action this weekend, and we'll mention that a little bit later on. But our guest tonight on the show is Cam Whicker. He is now the Assistant Athletic Director here at Lincoln Memorial University, making the move from the men's basketball program as assistant to Assistant Athletic Director. We'll talk with him about that move and about what all it entails for him and for the university. And we'll take a look at what has happened in the past week in terms of Lincoln Memorial University athletics. A lot of stuff going on, I believe me, between all of the golf taking place down at the Etowah Valley Intercollegiate, the home openers for the soccer teams, and of course volleyball was home last weekend and away on the road this week, as was soccer. So we've got all that and much more to talk about. All right, we're going to take a brief time out, and when we come back, we'll get into last week's events. But before that, let me remind you to keep up to date on all that's going on with LMU Athletics. Pull up the LMU Athletics website, www.lmurailsplitters.com. We're back after this on the Railsplitter Athletics Report.
It's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Subway of Harrogate and Middlesboro has your fresh interest at heart. On your way to work, try one of our mouth-watering breakfast sandwiches or flatbread omelets. If it's lunch or dinner you're after, choose from a wide selection of classic, select, or premium sandwiches that are all made specifically to order. Serving a crowd, Subway also has sandwich planners, giant subs, box lunches, and even cookie platters. Be it dine in or carry out, you can eat healthy and eat fresh at Subway. 368 Catawba Avenue in Harrogate and on the corner of the Village Square Mall, Middlesboro. If you love your car or truck, let us help you keep it clean at Soapy J's. Soapy J's has unlimited wash plans to fit every budget. Try our $5 express wash or one of our 3 monthly wash plans. The Wheel Deal, the Soapy J, or the new Blast Wax. With our monthly wash plans, if you pay with credit card, all you do is pay for the present month and your card will be billed on the first of each month. Don't forget Soapy J's has free vacuums with any wash. Soapy J's Express Car Wash, open 7 days a week. Let us help keep your car or truck clean at Soapy J's. Soapy J's on the Cumberland Gap Parkway, Middlesboro. Whether institutional case good or architectural woodwork, Nolan Products Incorporated of Knoxville has been serving East Tennessee, Southwest Virginia, and Southeast Kentucky since 1958. From concept to finish, Nolan Products custom builds to the highest quality standards to meet your facility specifications while using only the finest materials available. Nolan Products has been serving and meeting the needs and requirements of general contractors and architects in East Tennessee and surrounding area for more than 55 years. Nolan Products Incorporated, 912 Forsyth Street Northeast, Knoxville.
Welcome back to the show. Last weekend's first conference road swing through North Carolina was a rough one for the Lincoln Memorial University volleyball team. Friday evening, the Lady Railsplitters traveled to Charlotte, North Carolina, where they were set to take on the Royals of Queens University. LMU came out strong in the opening set, defeating the Royals 25-17 to open the match, but that's where the celebration ended for Jenny Michaels' club. Queens came back to reel off 3 consecutive wins, 25-22, 25-23, and 25-17 to capture a 3-1 conference victory while handing LMU its second loss in league play and its third of the season. Of course, on Saturday, the LMU women moved over to nearby Salisbury, North Carolina to take on the Indians of Catawba College. Catawba entered its first meeting of the season with the Lady Railsplitters at 4-6 on the year and 2-1 in league play while trying to bounce back from Friday evening's 3-0 loss to Carson Newman. The Indians' focus from the opening of the match was to get back on the winning track, and that focus was evident as Catawba captured 25-23 and 25-20 wins in the opening 2 sets before falling 23-25 in set 3 and then closing the door on the Lady Railsplitters in the 4th set 25-22 to take a 3-1 win. For the Lady Railsplitters, it was their 4th loss of the year, including their 3rd consecutive, putting them below the 500 mark overall for the first time this season and at 1-3 in the South Atlantic Conference. Tuesday evening, the Lady Railsplitters traveled to nearby Jefferson City, Tennessee to take on in-state arch rival Carson-Newman University in the first of 2 regular season meetings this year. The Eagles were flying high in their first bout with LMU, riding a 6-match win streak and holding a 7-1 overall record while undefeated in league play at 4-0. Despite a valiant effort in Tuesday's first bout with the Eagles, LMU again lost a grueling 5-set decision to the once-beaten Carson-Newman, falling 25-15, winning 26-24, losing 25-19, winning 25-19, and losing the 5th set 15-9 to fall to 1-4 in the SAC while dropping their 4th straight for a 3-5 overall record. This Friday and Saturday, the Lady Railsplitters return to the friendly confines of the Mary E. Mars Gymnasium with hopes of righting the ship when they take on Coker College Friday evening and then make an attempt to upend NCAA Division II powerhouse Wingate University, who will enter Saturday's match ranked number 23 nationally in the latest American Volleyball Coaches Association poll. Friday evening's match with Coker gets underway at 7 p.m., while Saturday's bout with the Bulldogs is slated for a 2 o'clock first serve. And turning to women's soccer, the Lady Railsplitter volleyball team wasn't the only team to play Queens University over the weekend. Saturday afternoon, the Lincoln Memorial University women's soccer program played its home opener at the LMU Soccer Complex against the Royals of Queens and in front of a sizable first crowd of the year. The Lady Railsplitters entered Saturday's first home match with a 2-1-1 record and undefeated in league play after knocking off Brevard College last Wednesday in Brevard, North Carolina, 1-0. From the opening of Saturday's match with the Royals, however, it was evident that scoring would be the issue of the day, not only for LMU but for Queens as well. Lincoln Memorial and Queens battled through 110 minutes of a defensive struggle that exhibited 48 total shots, 17 of which were on goal, but neither team's defensive effort would fold as the match ended in a 0-0 tie. Queens goalkeeper Tori Danchak tallied 10 saves by the end of the match, while LMU keeper Catherine Lundy had 7. On Wednesday, the LMU women traveled east of I-81 to Greenville, Tennessee to take on in-state opponent Tusculum College. Primarily known for their defense, the Lady Railsplitters broke with that norm and wasted little time in taking the upper hand when senior midfielder Katie Soule faked out 2 Pioneer defenders and then blasted a shot past the keeper to give LMU the 1-0 lead just shy of 15 minutes in. That lead was short-lived, however, as Tusculum's Kaja Anderson tied things up less than 3 minutes later when she was assisted by teammate Taylor Lewis to slip a shot past the keeper. In the 34th minute, LMU senior forward Olivia Thompson again gave the Lady Railsplitters the lead when she placed a contested shot on the top shelf of the frame to tally her 2nd goal of the season while pushing her team into a 2-1 advantage. Not to be outdone, again the Pioneers answered quickly, this time with the equalizer when Tusculum's Kelly McCalla scored on a penalty kick following a hard LMU foul in the box to even things at 2-2. Each team played the remainder of the first half to a 2-all tie, but again, it was LMU that cranked up the offense first in the early minutes of the second half when Katie Soule notched her 2nd goal of the night on a penalty kick to give LMU the 3-2 advantage at the 53-56 mark. As had been the case all evening, the Pioneers again pulled even at 3-3 10 minutes later when Taylor Lewis handed out her 2nd assist of the match, this time to Tusculum's Carly Mill, who hit a shot from the top of the box to make it a 3-3 score. Despite 16 more minutes of regulation and 2 10-minute overtime periods, LMU and Tusculum could not break the tie, and the Lady Railsplitters moved to 2-1-3 overall with the push and to 1-0-2 in the SAC, while Tusculum saw its record go to 3-4-1 overall and 0-2-1 in league play. Got to get rid of those ties in NCAA soccer. This weekend, the Lady Railsplitters will once again be on the road when they travel to Hickory, North Carolina to take on the Bears of Lenoir-Rhyne University in the South Atlantic Conference action. Saturday's match with LR is slated for a 4:30 p.m. start and will be a twin bill with the LMU men who take on the Bears in the nightcap, and that will be a 7 p.m. first touch. All right, turning to men's soccer. Speaking of the Railsplitters, they also played their first home opener, first home match of the season Saturday, and survived a scare from the Royals of Queens University to remain unbeaten this year in overall and league play. The LMU men entered Saturday's match with a 4-0 overall mark and 1-0 in the conference after defeating Brevard last week 1-0 in the final minute of regulation. On Saturday, the Railsplitters were the first to get on the scoreboard when junior forward George Byrne entered off the bench and flicked in a pass from teammate Leonardo da Silva past the Royals defenders and the keeper to give the Railsplitters a 1-0 lead at the 31-35 mark of the first half. After taking the lead into the intermission, the Railsplitters cruised through the first 20 minutes of the second period until Queens' Luis Campos also entered off the bench and evened the score when he caught a saved shot attempt that had been punched out by LMU keeper Pedro Ozzie and put it back in to make it 1-1 with 24 minutes to go. The Railsplitters and Royals played throughout the remainder of regulation with each unable to tally another goal, which ultimately sent the match into extra minutes. A short time into the first overtime period, however, LMU's Victor Perez entered off the bench along with teammate and countryman Alejandro Leal, and the two combined for a quick goal only 152 into overtime when Perez caught a deflection from Leal's failed bicycle shot and attempted to blast it in, which gave the Railsplitters the sudden victory. The win pushes LMU's record to 5-0 and 2-0 in conference play, while the Royals fell to 2-3 on the year and 0-2 in the South Atlantic Conference. Wednesday evening, the Railsplitters soccer team also ventured over to Greenville, Tennessee to take on Tusculum. Whenever the two East Tennessee rivals square off, the match usually results in a lot of action, a lot of defense, and a lot of fouls. Wednesday evening's meeting was no exception to that trend, as there were 6 cards issued, including 2 red cards, which resulted in LMU's Nate Johnson and Tusculum's Jorge Alvarez being ejected at different times in the match. The only regular season meeting of the year between the Railsplitters and Pioneers went scoreless throughout much of the first half, and until the 72nd minute when LMU freshman forward Philip Wong came straight out of Hong Kong, China to tally his second goal of the year to give the Railsplitters a 1-0 lead with time working in their favor. Feeling the sense of urgency, the Tusculum men generated their first and only goal of the match more than 6 minutes later when Jonathan Spitzer scored on a pass from 2 Pioneer teammates to tie the score at 77-51. Setting the trend for what would later be the case in the women's match, neither team was able to break the tie, and the Railsplitters remained among the ranks of the unbeaten at 5-0-1 overall, 2-0-1 in the conference, while the Pioneers moved to 4-1-1 overall and 1-0-1 in the SAC. Again, another push. Did I say we have to get rid of that tie in college soccer? All right, this weekend the LMU men will join the women's soccer team when the two travel to Hickory, North Carolina to take on the Bears of Lenoir-Rhyne University. The outing will be the last road match of September for the Railsplitters, who return to campus September 30th to begin a 4-match homestand. So best of luck to both those teams this weekend. All right, turning to golf, it may be only the fall season, but the Lincoln Memorial University men's and women's golf teams have been giving opponents throughout the conference and the NCAA Southeast region a taste of what they can expect from LMU golf this spring when they'll be vying for the South Atlantic Conference and Southeast Region Championship titles. After opening the fall schedule more than a week ago, earlier this week, the LMU golf teams traveled over to Etowah, North Carolina to participate in the Etowah Intercollegiate, which was played at Etowah Valley Country Club. The Lady Railsplitters entered the week's competition riding the momentum of winning the Anderson Invitational the previous week, while the Railsplitters were looking to improve from their 4th place finish at the Kiowa Island Invitational. The Lady Railsplitters turned in an impressive 11-stroke lead following Monday's opening round by recording a season-low 23-over-par team score of 311, putting them in the driver's seat to win the tournament and well ahead of the rest of the field going into Tuesday's final round. In that final round of play, the LMU women again turned in a championship performance, carding a final round of 315 to finish the Etowah Valley Intercollegiate with a combined score 626, while putting 4 of its team members on the all-tournament team and finishing 24 strokes ahead of the rest of the field. Incidentally, Queens, who turned in a 2-day team score of 650, was next, followed by Arkansas Monticello, who finished 3rd with 678. Coker, Mars Hill, and Brevard rounded out the field of competition. And the Railsplitters were also set the course on fire on Monday in the opening round by carding a 7-under par team score of 281 to build a 10-stroke lead at the halfway point of the Etowah Valley Intercollegiate. In Tuesday's final round, however, despite junior George Duncan's medalist performance, the Railsplitters were unable to hold off the hard-charging Newberry College Wolves as they slipped 29 strokes in the final day of the tournament to finish with a 22 over par 310 on day 2 for a combined tournament score of 591, which tied for second place with Brevard College. West Alabama and Southern Indiana rounded out the field of competition, and on Wednesday we talked with LMU head coach Travis Muncy about his team's performances earlier this week.
Coming off our second tournament of the season in the fall section, the women are coming off their back-to-back wins, first time in program history. They're playing with a lot of confidence right now, and I look forward to what we see coming up in the tournaments the rest of the fall. And with the men, they played real well. They come off a good play at Kiowa. We finished 4th there, and then this weekend we finished 2nd at the Etowah Valley, which will be the site of the 2016 Conference Championship. And they played really well the first day. We set a tournament record the first day, but we had some bumps on the second day. We struggled a little bit, and we ended up finishing 2nd. So it was a little disappointing, but it's a good start to the fall season.
Golf teams are going to be at the Myrtle Beach Intercollegiate this on October 5th. Actually, they'll have a little bit of time to prepare for that, and that'll be both the men and women. We want to wish Travis Muncy and his teams best of luck. Hey, congratulations to the Lady Railsplitters, 2 back-to-back championships in off-season play. I think Travis said that that's never been done, so big feather in the cap there. All right, we're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we've got Cam Whicker, formerly of the LMU men's basketball program, now assistant athletic director at Lincoln Memorial University, and we'll talk to him live, up close, and in person here in the studio. We're back after this.
Established in 1982, Dixie Roofing Incorporated of La Follette has been the industry's leader in commercial roofing throughout Knoxville, Tennessee, and surrounding counties for more than 30 years. From medical facilities to office buildings and educational institutions, Dixie Roofing has the experience, expertise, equipment, and know-how to handle roofing needs of any commercial structure, big or small. Dixie Roofing is also on the web at www.dixieroofing.com. Dixie Roofing Incorporated.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream, that I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly, just to come back in a new disguise and be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
Everywhere that we go, he makes people laugh and makes people smile, and I feel like I have that quality.
He's the one who always takes me fishing.
I watch golf with him. And
I watch him cook, because when I grow up, I want to be a cook too.
We have the same faces like this.
Dad is the one, when you fall, that picks you up.
That unconditional sense of presence and reassurance is really what makes him my father.
Welcome back to the Railsplitter Athletics Report. Cam Whicker, formerly of the Lincoln Memorial University men's basketball program as assistant coach, now taking over as assistant athletic director here at Lincoln Memorial. First of all, congratulations on the promotion.
Thanks, Rusty. I appreciate it.
Let's talk about this. Obviously, you're going to be thrown into an administrative role here, and obviously with that comes a lot more responsibilities, not for just one sport, 17 NCAA Division II sports. It's a lot to put on somebody's plate, but I think that, you know, with Matt Green coming in as athletic director, Mike Smith still in compliance, you're just kind of sharing the wealth here a little bit. And I guess, for lack of a better term, many hands make light work.
Exactly. Well, we got a great team that's down there with Matt Green, Mike Smith, as you said, and now adding myself. I think we can really enhance what we do as an athletic administrative staff. It's been a fun transition so far. I'm just getting acclimated, but they've done a great job in welcoming me and kind of, introducing me to what, the job entails. I did a couple of the things with men's basketball, so it's not a complete, blind transition, but, we're excited. It's a great time to be at LMU, and, we're ready to hit the ground running.
There's a lot of folks out there that don't see the goings-on of an athletics department. All they see are the teams out there that are competing on a day-in, day-out basis, the practices they have, that they have to go to class and be a good student-athlete. But for an administrator in an athletics program, there's just so much more, because you have to deal not only with compliance, but you have to deal with game management. You have to deal with facilities, getting those up to grade, getting things done. There's just a lot to deal with in regard to all that.
There is, and just like you said with the student athletes, they have responsibilities off the court and the field. It's our job to make sure that all of those, facets are taken care of, that we're making sure that they're successful in the classroom, that the coaches and athletes have what they need, in terms of facilities, in terms of, financial stuff. So, there is a lot to look at, but it's fun, and it, just makes you even more competitive in trying to find that advantage and, making Lincoln Memorial great from an athletic standpoint.
Knowing the system at Lincoln Memorial in terms of how you as an assistant coach got things done, both through administration, through faculty and staff, through budgetary issues and so forth, that's got to be a huge asset to Matt Green coming in as a newly hired athletic director in his first job as an AD. But at the same time, Matt taking on the leadership role there, and one where he dictates the direction, that's got to be a help to you.
Well, it does, and he's got a wealth of experience that he's coming in with, and he's done, like I said, a great job in trying to get me acclimated. Like you alluded to, I have done some of that stuff with men's basketball and being an assistant, but now I'm not just worried about men's basketball. I've got 16 other programs to worry about and to help them. So, with his leadership and direction, I think LMU and the athletic department is headed in the right way, and we're excited. I think that he can provide a lot to the department and to athletics, and he's got a lot of new ideas and things that he's going to bring to the table that's going to make it great.
When you came into LMU basketball several years ago, Josh Schertz had no hesitation in bringing you in as I think as a graduate assistant, then you moved up as an assistant. Was there any hesitation for you in making the move to an administrative role and getting away a little bit more from basketball than into the administration?
It's something that I thought down the line I'd want to do. I didn't think it would happen this quickly. I enjoyed my time with Coach Schertz, and he's been great to me. And it's been a wonderful experience to work with such a great program that he's built here, and the success that he's had. I've learned a tremendous amount both on and off the court, and I think that's going to help me in my new role. But like I said, I didn't think it would happen this quickly, but I'm excited, and LMU is a great place to be right now, and I think it's a perfect opportunity and perfect spot for me to begin this new journey.
I'm going to give you a double-barrel question. I don't normally do that, but it kind of goes along hand in hand. What are your aspirations in other words, what are your goals that you would like to help bring to the table and achieve here at Lincoln Memorial as an assistant AD? And do you have those aspirations beyond here or here later on in life as an athletic director?
Well, I think right now my number one goal is to, just bring new energy and new ideas to the table. Make sure that all the coaches and the programs are taken care of. That I can do whatever I can to make sure that we have what we need, and that anything I can do to enhance athletics, to enhance anything that we're trying to do, that's, I want to be hands-on. I want to make sure that, Matt's job is, easy and he can do what he needs to do. So, in terms of, I just really look at it day to day. What can we do to get better? What can we do to enhance the great product that we already have? And anything that I can do experience-wise will hopefully help me in the future with my next opportunity.
When you look at Josh Schertz's success on the court, there's so much other success he's had. Obviously, his record speaks for itself over the first 7 or 8 years that he's been here, and he's preseason ranked again this coming year. But that success has also been enjoyed by his assistant coaches, because you had Lance Agnatz that went on to a Division I assistant coach job. He's moved on to things now. The other coaches are moving up. Chris Cottrell moved over to Davis and Elkins as head coach. So it's beneficial to everybody involved.
It has been, and like I said, you know, the program success, from whether it's players getting professional opportunities overseas or assistants moving on, you know, when you have success, everybody benefits, and that's kind of been his mantra for, you know, ever since he's been here. Be a team player, do your job, try to make the program and, you know, what we're trying to do the best possible, and everybody at the end of the day will benefit. And you know, that's been a testament. You know, you got guys playing overseas, like I said, you got guys moving up, you got head coaches, we got assistant coaches, and now my opportunity that's kind of come from that. So I've been very blessed and fortunate to work.
Well, Cam, again, congratulations on the transition, the promotion, and we certainly look to talk with you again in the future. Seen you a lot more during this period of time than I did during basketball season, so best of luck.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right, we're going to take another time out. When we come back, we'll close the show. I got a lot to tell you about, so don't go anywhere. Stay with us.
The Old Town Grill is a special place where you bring more than family, more than friends. Bring a hearty appetite, because at the Old Town Grill, you'll never walk away hungry. A delicious change from the ordinary. The perfect place to bring the entire family. The best food and plenty of it. Join the fun and treat your appetite to something special.
It's the OTG.
The OTG is the place to be.
Join the Vive Broadband TV revolution. Vive gives you the freedom to choose with loads of new channels like Up TV, The Hub, The Blaze, and Cubo. Vive's Watch TV Everywhere feature gives you the freedom to watch participating channels just about anywhere, anytime, on any device. And Vive Broadband Speed gives you the freedom to power internet TV services like Netflix, Hulu, Apple TV, and Google Chromecast. Join the TV revolution at vivebroadband.com.
If I got to go to college, oh my goodness. I like discovering new things. You get to see what works for you and what doesn't. That helps you evolve as a person. You get to make like a supernova of skill or talent or whatever it is. I've always wanted to go to college. I just feel like that's my destiny. My name is Queen, and I am your dividend.
Welcome back to the Railsplitter Athletics Report. Earlier this week, we received news that the Lincoln Memorial University men's basketball team had been preseason ranked by the Sporting News as #4 preseason ranked team in the country. That's a huge feather in the cap for Josh Schertz and his team. They'll be coming off of a 30-3 year. Also involved with that particular ranking, Luquan Choice was named honorable mention preseason All-American by the Sporting News. All right, don't forget this coming Friday night, we got high school football on our sister station, WLMU 91.3 FM. Adam Haley will have the call as the Claiborne Bulldogs play host to the Granger Grizzlies, and you can catch all the action with him right there on 91.3 FM. We certainly hope that you enjoy that, as it will be action-packed, no doubt about it. That's about all the time we have for tonight. Again, keep in mind that to keep up to date on everything going on with Lincoln Memorial University Athletics, you can pull up the LMU Athletics website, www.lmurailsplitters.com, and you'll find all the latest scores, facts, statistics, player profiles, rosters, schedules, news releases, photographs, videos, and much more. LMU Athletics website, www.lmurailsplitters.com. All right, that's about all we have for tonight. Don't forget this Friday and Saturday, LMU volleyball at home. Come join us, support the Lady Railsplitters. We'll see you next week here on the Railsplitter Athletics Report. Good night, everybody.